welcome back to my channel. I have a new background today. Today we are filming in my office. Decided to switch it up a little bit, but I hope you guys are having a great week so far. If you guys are new here, my name is Angela and I make faith and lifestyle videos, and for today's video I'm going to be doing 25 things that I learned by 25. Let me know if any of these things resonate with you, and let's just get right into it. Okay, and the first one is that actions always speak louder than words. I feel like it's really easy for people to just say things, but it's truly their actions that really, I feel like, reveal someone's character. Number 2 is that you become the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with, and to just like be really intentional about who you are allowing in your inner circle to constantly speak into your life. Number 3 is that God doesn't always give us what we want, but He always gives us what we need. Number 4 is to be intentional about your communication with others, especially with everything that went on last year with the pandemic. I feel like a lot of relationships that you keep up with, whether it's like family relationships or friendships, had to be kind of kept up with online, like virtual. And it's just important to be intentional about checking in with people and letting them know that you care. Like, for example, sometimes I text like my mom just like the most random things, like if I cook a new meal or something like that, I just send her a picture of it. Just like the most random things, but a lot of times I feel like people just want to see your effort. So yeah. Number 5 is to always look at someone's patterns versus their potential. And for me, like, especially in regards to dating, I feel like I always want to like look for someone's potential. And while that's like great to like have that quality to always see someone's like potential, it's more telling for you to look at like what have they done in the past, how have they acted in the past, because that's more telling of the future than what you think that their potential could be. Number 6 is to enjoy your single season if you're single. And I feel like I've been thinking about this a lot. It's just like, you know, eventually, God willing, you know, I will have a family one day and kids and a husband, but there's only a few more years maybe that I will be single and just like fully independent and truly just like able to really focus on, you know, growing my relationships, following my calling, growing my career, things like that, like things I can truly actually focus 100% on before I have kids and a family and all that. So I think it's just such a special time of, you know, your single season, and to not waste it and to fully embrace it and enjoy it, because it might not last forever. Number 7 is that God truly cares about all the little things in your life. And so one thing that I try to do is to just always keep praying, even about like the little small random dumb things. Like sometimes I pray just before a work meeting when I get like presentation jitters, or I pray on a walk with God and I just like comment about how pretty I think the flowers are, something like that. Just like constantly involving God in like the little parts of your life. Like He truly cares about you so much, and all the little parts as well. Number 8 is something that I'm currently working on, and it's to make it a point to get away with God and to spend quality time with God, because I feel like it's so easy, at least for me, to fall into a routine of like, okay, this is my quiet routine, this is the passage I'm reading, I'm gonna pray. You know, it's so easy to fall into that routine. But a lot of times, like when Jesus needed to hear from God and to get a word from God, He withdrew to quiet places by Himself to pray. And I think it's so important to just take that time to treasure just being in the presence of God and making it intentional to spend time with Him. Like maybe go for a walk one day or journal with Him, just like doing things to be intentional about you just spending time with God. Okay, number 9 has to do with like confidence, but it's to just truly be 100% authentically yourself, because you are the best version of you that anyone can ever be, and to not compare yourself to other people, because that can be such a distraction, and to just stay focused on your lane. Number 10 is that rest is just as important as work. Take time to pour back into yourself, to withdraw for a period of time from social media, your phone, what have you. Take some time to just rest, because our souls need rest. Number 11 is to always try being present in the moment with whoever you're with, because life is lived in the present. Number 12 is to call your grandparents, and I need to do this more often, but whenever I do, my grandparents are just so happy to hear from me, and so it's just really something that I want to do more. Number 13 is that working out is very important, and so is eating healthy. That's something that I've kind of like not really paid too much attention to in the past, but Throughout this past year, I feel like I've been a little bit more intentional about my health and making sure I'm eating vegetables, being mindful about the foods that I'm putting into my body. Number 14 is to never let guilt or shame from past mistakes or any mistakes that you've made to define you. Accept God's grace and go to God first whenever you mess up. He is so kind, loving, forgiving, and understanding, and he does not want you to carry around that guilt or shame. That is not from him. Number 15 is that hobbies are important. For me, it's just been a good reminder that work is not my life, because work has been honestly very busy recently. And one thing that I want to do more of is just take time to learn new things, try new experiences, learn new skills. During this past year, I've been a little bit more into cooking recently, and it's been so much fun. Number 16 is that it's never too late to pursue your dreams. And honestly, one of my dreams from when I was very little was to have a YouTube channel, because I grew up watching like makeup gurus and everything on YouTube. And about a year ago, especially during, you know, the pandemic, I was like, okay, well, now I have time to do it. So picked up my camera and I just did it, and here we are. So it's never too late for anyone to start doing what they've always wanted to be doing. Number 17 is something that my parents have really taught me, and especially while being single, is to live below your means, because you can really save a lot. Like, I'm just one person, I grocery shop for one person. You know, I feel like it's a lot more expensive when you have a family and kids, and so they've really encouraged me to save and think about the future, which, by the way, I don't think like every single penny needs to be saved. I think it's also important to spend your money and have fun, live your life, but it is important to save is what I've been taught. Number 18 is to travel and to see the world outside of what is familiar to you, because I feel like it's really eye-opening, and it's just good to become a little bit more cultured and to learn about other people's cultures and, you know, other people's, the way they live their life, the foods that they eat. I feel like it really just helps to open your mind. I recently went to Croatia with my mom, which I vlogged, and so I'm working on that video, so keep an eye out for that. But it was just such a great experience, and it made me really want to travel more. Number 19 is to pursue peace, and this peace is the peace that comes from God that transcends all understanding, especially for me when making important decisions. Like, I always try to pray and ask God for discernment and go down the path that I feel peace about, because often that's telling that that's the right path. Number 20 is something that I've struggled with my whole life as a people pleaser, and something that I'm continuously working on, and it's that you don't need other people to approve or validate you. Now, sometimes if it's like an important like friend or family and they're trying to tell you something, it's important to listen to them, but especially if it's someone that you've never met or who doesn't really know you well, don't give another human's opinion so much weight. Number 21 has to do with anxiety, and it's that whenever I feel anxious is to invite God in, and to invite him in as a first resort, not try to figure everything out and think about things in my own head as a first resort. One thing that really helps me whenever I'm feeling anxious about whatever it may be is to say verses in my head that speak truth over my anxiety. One of my favorites are Psalm 23 and Proverbs 3:5-6. Number 22 is to make it a habit to pray for other people, because one, it helps you to take your eyes off yourself, because I know I pray a lot of me prayers, you know, prayers about things that I want and my needs, but it's so cool when you pray for other people and then you see God come through with those prayers and you know that you prayed about that. It's one of the coolest things to witness, and it really helps to just like reaffirm my faith, and it's just so special when you see God come through, when you're like, oh, I prayed about that for you. I prayed about that for that person. Number 3 is to stay hydrated, drink lots of water, because a lot of times when I start to feel like, when I'm at work and I start to feel like headaches or I don't know, just like low energy, and then I drink water, a lot of times that's why. It's because I was dehydrated. And so I recently bought this big huge water bottle with like markings and encouraging sayings, and it's really helped me to drink a lot more water. Number 24 is a reminder for me, and it's a lot easier said than done, but to trust in God's timing, because his timing is truly the best. And a lot of times when I look back on other things that have happened in the past, I'm like, oh, that's why God had it happen at that time, and so it makes sense. And so take that and apply it to all the other things that you want in the future. Trust God's timing. He truly knows what's best. He's a loving Heavenly Father that wants to give good things to you. Number 25 is the last one, and it's to find it in your heart every day to be grateful and to just remind myself like everything that I have, every good thing that I have is from God. And so I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Like, I know that I am not the smartest person in the room or the brightest person or, you know, what have you, but I know that all the things in my life, all the blessings that I've received, it's from God, and it's because he loves me. And do I work hard for certain things? Yes. Do I set goals and achieve them? Yes. But ultimately, like, everything I have is because of God, and it's important to me to never, you know, lose sight of that and to always just be grateful in my heart. So that's number 25. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way to the end, please comment your age because I'm curious, and one thing that you learned in this past year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that some of these could resonate with you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more faith-based videos like this. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!